Hey, are you tired of splitting your hard-earned commission with a broker that might not be doing much in return? Well, on this video, we're going to have an overview of what a real broker has to offer. And on this channel, we're dedicating this specific channel to all things to help real estate agents like you. I've been doing this for about 6 to 7 years now. I'm in the real estate space, I'm in the mortgage space, I'm in the agent attraction space as well. I have a team in Florida that covers multiple counties throughout Florida. I pretty much cover all of Florida. And I've been doing this for about 6, 7 years, sold hundreds of homes. So I wanted to go over why I chose Real Broker, and I want to dive right into that presentation right now. So this video is going to be like a high level overview going through like the presentation of what Real has to offer. I'll have other videos as well breaking down some of the different parts of what the company offers in more details as well. But at any point, if you want to reach out directly to me, my contact information and my calendar will be down in the description if you want to have like a one-on-one to talk about the opportunity and kind of compare like what you got going on to what we got going on, run some numbers and see what's better for you. So let's dive right into the presentation so I can kind of show you guys what's going on over here. So this is the 2025 presentation. If you want a copy of it, let me know. I can send it to you. It changes, every so often as the company grows. So the company itself was founded in 2014 in New York. 50 states plus DC plus 4 provinces in Canada. 27,000 plus licensed agents, 1.26 billion revenue in 2024, more than 120,000 closed transactions back in 2024. Publicly listed on the NASDAQ as REAX. So that's like a snapshot of what like the company has to offer right there. These are some of the solutions that the company, the foundation, like kind of the solution. So you keep more, you build wealth, state-of-the-art technology, training and development, rev share, supportive community. And when you look at all those things, Real Broker, pretty big company, but there's bigger companies out there, and I would say that they're second in line at what they're doing with this cloud-based brokerage model. There's bigger ones out there, but they're kind of learning from some of the mistakes that the bigger ones have made, and they've improved on that. So let's talk about Keep More right away. And you can pause the video whenever you want to take a snapshot of this, or I can send this directly to you. So we start off with 85-15 split. There's no monthly fees, and there's a $12,000 annual cap. So why that's important is because when you're new, or even when you're seasoned, you want to keep more of your money. At the old broker that I was, the first one that I went with didn't have an annual cap. So there was a split that always came out without the actual cap. Then I went to a cloud-based brokerage, a really big cloud-based brokerage, and the annual cap was a little bit higher. And then I found Real, no monthly fees, smaller annual cap, 85-15 split. On the right side, you'll see some additional information here about the numbers, such as there's a sign-up fee, there's a CBR fee to review your documents. There's a whole bunch of like information here on this slide to kind of show you like what some of the fees are. But I think that 85-15 is pretty aggressive where you keep most of the money there. They also have a team plan as well, where if you're on a team, you'll be able to pay a $6,000 cap. And there's other team options as well to go even lower. But even that, when I was comparing that team plan to the team plan that I had before at the prior broker, my agents are saving a bit more money here as well. Now let's talk about building some wealth. So there's a stock purchase plan with Real where before you cap at the time of this video, you can allocate 5% of your commission paid out in stock, and the company will give you a 10% bonus. There is some fine print below down here, so pause the video and read that. Or if you want me to send this slides to you, I can send them to you. After you cap, they actually take out more. You can actually have 10% of your commission paid out in stock and get a bigger bonus. You'll get 15% bonus there. And as of June 2nd, 2023, when you've hit your $12,000 cap, you'll get 150 shares. And for attracting agents, you'll get 75 shares. Now, on the $6,000 cap, if you're a team member, when you cap, you'll get 75 shares. And if you attracted an agent and they do their first deal, you'll get 35 shares there. What's interesting about this model that Real Broker has and some other cloud-based models have something similar as well is when I was at my first broker, it was like, okay, give me, here's your cut. And then it was never an opportunity where I would get something back. So what's interesting about these newer models is they have incentivized you to do performance at a high level. And once you've reached a certain level, what they'll do is they'll give you back some of that money. And the way that they do it here at Real Broker is called the Elite Agent Stock Award. So as a single agent, once you've capped where you've met your, your $12,000 to the company, and then you do enough transactions within that year of your anniversary year from when you started to accumulate $6,000 in post-cap transaction fees, or if you've made GCI over $500,000 and 10 completed transactions with sales price over 1 million, they're going to give you back a performance award of $16,000 in stock. So you'll get $16,000 in stock. There are terms and conditions up to this, so you can look on the bottom and kind of read that as well. But what's super cool about that is here you are giving up a split on every transaction. And if you're crazy enough to do so many deals, or if you're good enough, skilled enough to do so many deals, you can hit a certain point where basically you'll start getting back some of the money or more money than you've actually given them, depending on the scenario. Because what happens is they also give you the option to teach monthly or give back. So this is a scenario where they're like, okay, so you're a top performer in the company, and the company, is publicly listed. So if everyone does well, the stock probably does well. So what if we incentivized you by giving you some money to help train other agents? So when you think about bigger companies that are out there that have paid trainers and educators that they're paying to teach them things, and then you have us that says, hey, how about we just take our own agents that are at the elite status and give them some sort of incentive to help the other agents in the company? But do we think they're going to share their secrets? Well, we're giving them stock. So if they do share their secrets of what's working in today's real estate environment and the other agents do well, the stock might go up. It's a cycle where everybody wins. So they've cracked this code where they're like, we're teaching each other, we're attracting each other, and we're growing slowly together. $8,000 cultural award. Can you imagine that? You do the $12,000, you do the $6K in transaction fees, post-transaction fees at $285 a pop, and then the company's like, oh, hey, you're an elite agent. Here's $16,000. By the way, do you want another $8,000? Just teach a few agents what you know works in today's, real estate environment or whatever. Pretty awesome options there where you can build wealth with those stock awards. Now, as far as like some of the other benefits they have the real retirement option, willable revenue share. So as you're attracting agents to the company, that money that's being paid out monthly from the deals that the agents are closing in your downline or your organization, when you pass away, you can will that to somebody, put it in your will, and it's willable where they'll be getting that payout every month as well. It's also co-sponsored revenue share. So if you're watching this video and you're not in Florida and you're somewhere else and you would like me to sponsor you, to just kind of like help you out, I can also find someone local to you and we could sponsor you together. So I could be the guy that kind of introduced you to the idea, and someone over there can be the boots on the ground to kind of help you with like the process and the contracts and everything like that. But there's many great brokers throughout the country in different states and all the states that they hire. So you'll always have some sort of support system. So that co-sponsor rev share is pretty cool as well. Now, with some of the tech that they're using, they have WorkVivo by Zoom. So it's kind of like their social media platform where they kind of collaborate with everyone in the company. There's different state groups, there's different referral groups, different, groups that you can have like different interactions, collaborations with, which is super awesome, where I'm picking up referrals from people in different states, and they have buyers here in Florida or sellers in Florida. I've went on countless appointments already with different referrals like that. So it's kind of cool that with this nationwide company, they've partnered with Zoom to have this WorkVivo access so we can all collaborate together. They also have their own proprietary app, which that's probably the number one app I open on my phone every day, where you can kind of see like your sales, your pendings, your commissions. You can see like all that in that app. Rev share stocks, which is awesome. Now let's talk about training and education. So when you think about training and you have like those other big companies that are hiring trainers to train you, sometimes they might have outdated material. Well, over here, 700 plus live classes and masterminds held in 2023, nearly 30 plus live sessions each week. There's masterminds happening left and right. So they have Real.Academy. So on this website, you can actually come here once you're in the company and you have a career journey here where you can kind of see new agent, experienced agent, top producer teams, And they have so many trainings and masterminds teaching you what these top agents have been doing to be successful, in today's market. So it's super cool that you can just click here, click on new agent, and you can browse all the courses, and you'll kind of get an idea of a new agent library. Psychology based sales, master your sphere, open to close, exactly what to say. There's so many different training opportunities here depending on what career journey you have. So after you've mastered all the new agent training, then you can go to experienced agent, top producer, teams. So that's what I like about the training here, that, like I said before, they've incentivized the top producers to give back to us so that they in return can get some sort of incentive, so everybody wins. And can you imagine all that for no monthly fee? It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Now let's talk about revenue share. So I attract somebody and they do some deals and I get a small cut of the deal. So revenue share we have 5 tiers here. So tier 1, 1 through 4, tier 2, 5 through 14, 15 through 19, 20 to 24, 25 plus. I've been in other revenue share models as well before, and I've made some money as well. But when I was at my past revenue share model, one of the things that didn't make sense to me was that they were very bottom heavy. It was like 7 levels, and the bigger payouts were at the bottom. And I watched, and I gave it 2-3 years, and I watched like very good recruiters do very well recruiting down to the 7 levels. And I was stuck like at 10, 20 people probably, and they were mostly on my like a first and second level. But most of the money would have been if they would have been on the fifth, sixth, or seventh level. So when I got to Rio and I realized they have a different approach, they have a top-down approach where on your first level, you can get 5% up to $4,000 referred to you by the agent that does the deals. So it's crazy because when I'm my old company, it was like, I think it was like 2 or 3%. It was a lower number. And then over here, it's like, hey, so on the people you directly influence to join the company, they do some deals until they cap, we'll give you a cut of it up to $4,000 a year at 5% increments. And then if they bring somebody, you'll make 4%. Then if they bring somebody, they'll bring somebody 3%. So it's awesome because this is a very top heavy revenue share program where the people that you can probably directly influence, like your front line, your second line, you're going to get more money for bringing those people in. I want to talk about a few other benefits as well. They have their own real signature app. So instead of paying for like DocuSign, DigiSign, or different platforms out there, they have their own signature platform as well. They have a new consumer app and they have real rewards as well. So that's pretty much an overview, a higher level overview of what Real Broker has to offer. There's a lot of benefits in this company. If you want to hop on a call and kind of talk about your situation and see if there's a conversation to link up with possibly joining Real Broker, I would love to chat. In the description, you'll find my information as well as my calendar link. And just subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have more videos here around real estate, best practices, and things like that. And I'll see you on the next video.